Let's bring in Catherine Norris-Trent. She is our reporter who is in Tel Aviv right now. Catherine, a very good evening to you. Tell us about the situation in Tel Aviv. Of course, Iranian missiles have reached the area around Tel Aviv.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. In the past few days, they've actually struck targets a few hundred meters from where I'm standing now, really impacting buildings. And so people are bracing themselves here for more strikes. We've heard from Iran's senior army commander, according to state media, saying that Tel Aviv and Haifa would again be struck with missiles. So people here are imagining that they're going to have another broken night of sleep with air raid alarms going off. There was one earlier on today. Fewer missiles than in previous days, it has to be said, were fired from Iran. We're seeing smaller barrages of missiles, but it still sends people running to the shelters. And lots of them telling us that they've become used to it now, that they feel somewhat protected by Israel's Iron Dome and other defense systems. And also there's a sense of wanting to carry on with normal life. So here in Tel Aviv, it might sound quite strange, actually, but we've seen quite a lot of people at the beach today, going down there and enjoying some sun and then heading inside whenever there's an air raid siren. And we spoke to people down on the beach and they said, look, we've been living with this since October of 2023. So it's something they've become hardened to, something they've become used to. And they do have places to shelter, bomb shelters. They have the Iron Dome, unlike other people in the region. I mean, just not that far south of here, in Gaza, for example. So there's this sense of resilience and a sense of defiance. People telling us they don't care what the international community thinks of them, that they are concentrating on surviving and defending their country.
So all in all, Catherine, would you say that the people you've spoken to are actually in favour of what is happening, in favour of Israel's attacks on Iran?
It's so interesting because we'd been seeing the protests against the continuation of this war, against Prime Minister Netanyahu, really building up, especially here in Tel Aviv, traditionally a more left-leaning city. But people we've been speaking to here in the city today overwhelmingly have told us that they do support the opening of this new front in the war, that they felt that it was only a matter of time before Israel had to take on Iran, and that they really believe that it is an existential threat for them. And that ties in with what's coming out in opinion polls now. One which was carried out for Israel's Channel 14 shows that 80% of Israelis think Benjamin Netanyahu is doing a good job on taking on Iran specifically. And actually, coming up to 3/4 of those polls said that they would like to see this end up with regime change in Iran. So people here saying that they approve of it, that they feel, look, this is going to cut off the head of the snake is the expression that is being used here, which has been hanging over them as they see it, the threatening their lives for many years now. But some are worried about how this is all going to end, when it's going to end. Is it going to drag on like the war in Gaza? One man we spoke to said, look, they clearly don't have an exit strategy for Gaza. Do they have one for Iran? And I think that's a question a lot of people are asking.
Catherine, can I just put this to you? It's something that's coming to us via the Wise service. Emmanuel Macron saying that it would create chaos if the plan is to enact regime change in Iran. There is obviously speculation that that is the aim of Benjamin Netanyahu to do that. Do you have anything to add to that comment?
Well, I would just say that Israel's foreign minister was out and about today saying, look, the aims of this military operation were not regime change. But if that ended up being the outcome, that was another issue. And honestly, from people I've spoken to here, I think they would like to see the regime change and take on whatever comes next, because for them, it doesn't get much worse than this, than being threatened to be wiped off the map, have all this rhetoric hanging over them. And the prospect of Iran having a nuclear bomb, for many, if not most Israelis, is terrifying. And so I think they'd be willing to perhaps put up with pretty much whatever came next, even if it is chaotic, rather than face annihilation.
Catherine Norris-Trent reporting for us from Tel Aviv.